I inherited millions, but kept it secret from my gold-digging girlfriend. So when my grandfather died last spring, I found out I was the sole heir to his tech company worth about $8 million. He'd built it from nothing in the 90s, but I had no clue how massive it had gotten. I was just a college junior studying business, and suddenly I'm sitting in a lawyer's office being handed keys to a company I'd never even visited. The weird part? I'd been dating Cassidy for 6 months already. She was this gorgeous art major who always complained about being broke, like constantly. She'd make comments about how rich kids at our school were so lucky, and how she wished she could afford nice things. Red flags everywhere, but I was 20 and stupid. Here's where it gets interesting. Instead of telling her about the inheritance, I decided to test something. I started paying for everything, but acted like I was just good at budgeting my part-time job money. Dinner dates, movies, even helped with her textbooks. She ate it up, but kept making these weird comments. "You're so responsible with money," she'd say. "I bet you'll be successful someday. Maybe you'll take care of me when we're older." She'd laugh after saying stuff like that, but it never felt like a joke. Then one night at her dorm, she pulled out her laptop and started showing me these Instagram accounts of rich couples. Expensive cars, fancy vacations, designer everything. She lingered on each photo way too long. "Wouldn't that be nice?" she kept saying. "To never worry about money?" I started noticing other things too. How she'd get extra friendly when I paid for stuff, but cold when I suggested free activities like hiking. How she'd always steer conversations toward my future earning potential and what kind of job I wanted after college. The breaking point came during spring break. She wanted to go to Miami with her friends, but couldn't afford it. I offered to help, thinking I'd pay like $300 for her flight. She came back with a whole itinerary. 5-star hotel, expensive restaurants, shopping trips. The total? Almost $4,000. When I said that was way too much, she got legitimately angry. "You always have money for what you want," she snapped. "But when it's something I care about, suddenly you're cheap." That's when I realized she thought I was hiding money from her. She just didn't know how much. So I planned something devious. I told her I got a summer internship at a small tech company and would be making decent money. Really, I was just going to start actually running my grandfather's business. She was thrilled, already planning how we'd spend my internship money. The first day I showed up to the office, I met with my grandfather's old business partner, Jamie, who'd been running things temporarily. He filled me in on everything. 37 employees, major contracts with software companies, the works. I was terrified but excited. Cassidy kept asking about my internship. I'd tell her little things like how my boss was nice or how the office had free coffee. She'd always follow up with questions about my salary and if there were opportunities for advancement. Never asked if I was learning anything or if I enjoyed the work. After 2 weeks, she started hinting about moving in together next semester. "Think of how much money we'd save," she'd say. But then she'd show me apartment listings that were way above what a college student could afford. When I pointed that out, she'd say, "Well, you'll probably get promoted soon, right?" The final test happened in July. She needed money for summer classes, about $1,200. Her financial aid fell through, and her parents couldn't help. I could have easily covered it without thinking twice, but I wanted to see what she'd do. She cried, real tears, telling me how this would set back her graduation and how unfair life was. Then she asked if I could get a loan from my internship boss, since we had such a good relationship. When I said that would be inappropriate, she suggested I ask my parents to borrow against my future earnings. That night, I made a decision. I transferred the money to her account anonymously through the school, made it look like a scholarship mix-up. She was ecstatic, but spent the whole evening talking about how she deserved good things to happen to her and how the universe was finally paying her back. She never once suggested paying it forward or helping someone else, just started planning a shopping trip to celebrate.